So today we got to hear from Nick Sirianni and Howie Roseman in regards to the season-ending press conference. A lot was talked about. I don't know how I feel about it, but there's two things that stood out: what they said about Jalen Hurts and what they said about Jalen Reagor.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking sixes in the bird gang, that's I like. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. And today, we got a lot to talk about. But before we do that, Eagle Nation, help your boy out and hit that like button. Subscribe if you are new, and ding that notification bell so you know when these videos drop.
Keep that roots going, baby!
Roots on three, roots on three, roots. No more games, but the organization is now going to be asked to grow these roots via the draft, via free agency. And we're going to have a lot of draft profiles. We're going to start them earlier because April's around the corner. But I do want to touch on free agency because that opens in March, right? You could do it throughout the whole offseason, but the big hitters, the big spenders go for the big names in March. So we got a lot to talk about. But today, we're going to stick with the Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni press conference. A lot to take from it, right? From the simple fact they mentioned Carson Wentz, they talked about Brandon Graham, they talked about the coaching staff, but the two things that stuck out and the two realish answers, and I don't even know how real these are, were the Jalen Hurts questions and the Jalen Reagor questions. Let's go with Jalen Hurts first. This is what was said by Howie Roseman when asked, is Jalen Hurts QB1 in 2022? Will he get the start? They didn't ask about being a franchise guy. They asked about him starting in 2022. Now, Howie said, we've got to do whatever we can to continue to help him develop. And how do we do that? By surrounding him with really good players, Roseman said. Players continue to grow. That's a huge part of developing. They grow. How they are in their second year is not how they'll be in year 4, 5, or 6, 7. And they're also products of the people around them. That's on us to continue to build this team. Now, a couple times they said, okay, after that sequilatory, is it a yes or no? And Howie said yes. Nick said yes, and Howie said yes again. It was asked a multitude of ways. Y'all know Philly media. They want to ask the same question 3 different times to make sure the answer is consistent. And I am kind of agreeing with this. Look, Jalen Hurts down the stretch proved to me that he can make strides and getting better, keeping his eyes up, not panicking as much, being more accurate. He threw with some anticipation to Greg Ward at times, kept his eyes downfield for Devontae. But then you see a Giants game. Then you see the Bucks game. You're seeing some of the things come out where he just totally lost what he gained. And that could be in the heat of the moment and still being a young player. Is there concerns about Jalen Hurts throwing the ball down the field, consistently winning from the pocket, making all the right reads and stuff like that? Yes, there is. Even the biggest Hurts supporters can't say that you don't have them concerns. But what I will say is this. He got a full year of NFL coverage under his belt. The good, the bad, and the ugly, and some okay. So all season where he can really drill in his head, keep my eyes downfield, keep my presence in the pocket, trust my receivers, learn the playbook even more. It's his second year in the same system for the first time in his career, when he really realizes that all the film from 2021, that he can't do some of the things he did in college with his athleticism. I'm not saying he can't break people's ankles and stuff, but when he realizes this is what I got to do or my time is up, that's when it's going to be make or break. And I'm not trying to say that automatically you can figure out what he's going to be in the beginning of next year, but my eyes are going to be on him because this will be the year he has to take that leap in a sense of he has it under his belt. If it's going to start to blossom, it's going to be in 2022. And when you look at the landscape of who's out there, draft-wise or trade-wise, nothing jumps off the page without sacrificing a lot of capital. And we got to build this team. As Howie said, if we are really in transition mode, right? Rebuild, retool, however you want to call it, I do think we're ahead of schedule because we won 9 games and got to the playoffs in year one of the new regime. But we're not a finished product. We're not a quarterback away. We got to build this team. So if we need a quarterback in the future, we can go get it and then feel real comfortable about this team, not go get a quarterback and still fix holes, right? There's many ways to do it. You can hedge it by trading a pick to 2023, so you have 2 first rounds there in 2023 and draft defense this year. A lot of things we could do. But as we sit right now, a couple days after the season finale playoff loss, it's a bad taste. Jalen was bad, but I'm rocking with him in 2022. Got to see all options. Jalen Hurts has shown me a little, and call me a Hurts fan, call me an Eagles fan. I don't know. I don't care. I think this is the best situation as we sit right now. Now, Jalen Reagor. Whew. I mean, Howie Roseman's been trying to protect his wide receiver picks for a while. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, Jalen Reagor. But he kind of let it be known that we messed up. And who knows what year 3 offers? I wouldn't hold my breath. I wouldn't bet no money. But this is what was said about Jalen Reagor and how unproductive he's been since being drafted. Certainly heading into year 3, we expected more from Jalen at this point, Roseman said. We had a chance to sit down with him after the season and have a honest conversation about the things that he needs to develop and the things that we can help him and develop to continue his growth in terms of learning from anything. We have to do that. Now, Nick Sirianni tried to say that there's some talent underneath, but as soon as he was talking about talent underneath and that we as coaches got to do better things with him, he slowly realized we tried everything from deep balls to screen passes to bubble screens to wide receiver reverses. And unfortunately, it didn't work. We talk about using him like Debo Samuels. When we give him the ball, he goes backwards. And when a guy don't have the confidence to field punts, as I talked about before, running backs and wide receivers that can't get playing time, field punts. It's the easiest catch in the world, and he can't do it. You just got to admit defeat at this point. I wouldn't be mad if he's off the team, but worst case scenario, he has to be at the bottom of the depth chart. Whether we go get a rookie receiver, a receiver in free agency, he got to be at the bottom of the depth chart, and he'll have to do something immaculate to climb up and get playing time because there's no reason he should be getting this playing time. And I think Howie knows it 100%. So does Nick. And even J.J. Arcega-Whiteside got to go as well. I mean, we have to revamp this wide receiver position. Devontae Smith is a true number 1. I think if you got Quez Watkins as your number 3, then you're really there, right? If Quez is your 3 and you can get the mystery number 2, you are in business. Can Quez be a number 2? He probably could in time, 600 yards. Big jump from year 1 to year 2. But Reagor doesn't even give you number 3 wide receiver production. He had 299 yards. 299. Henry Ruggs had more yards and he went to jail in week 8. I mean, all Jalen Reagor's yards combined probably equal what Quez Watkins did this year only. It's crazy. It's just wild. So at least they were, telling the truth on that. Now, before we talk about what he said about Brandon Graham and what he talked about drafting a linebacker or a cornerback, I do want to mention one more thing with Jalen Hurts. He's saying this now, but Howie Roseman is a guy who can go back on his word. If something opens up, Howie Roseman will be the one to make it happen if it's enticing enough, right? So I think him giving the nod to Jalen Hurts is what he wants to do because how he sees this team. Remember, transitioning to where we want to be and trying to build a foundation, which you can do on defense through the line, both sides, offense and defense. And let's not act like we don't need defensive ends and linebackers. We were 31st in sacks. Whether it was Jonathan Gannon or what, 31st is 31st. It's disgusting. Second to last. Howie did say Brandon Graham will be back next year. He's attacking his rehab really well. Leader on his team. Like to see that. Brandon Brooks, talked about possibly retiring, whatever's best for him. Maybe we could save some money. Post June 1st will be when we got to get rid of him or trade him or something that will save us more money. And we'll figure out that scenario as we go. But when asked about defense, cornerbacks, it's been 20 years, linebackers, it's been 40 years. Howie Roseman hinted to, we going to do what's right this time. I think for the people who still believe we won't draft a linebacker, I think it's wrong for the simple fact that we watched Dallas take Micah Parsons and what he did as a linebacker and a pass rusher. And Howie Roseman, who never liked linebackers, realized the game was going one way, but it shifted back. You need linebackers on your defense, 100%. You definitely do. Safeties and linebackers you need, as well as the defensive end anymore these days with how much is passed and how versatile the linebackers are. And so watching Micah Parsons change the complexion of Dallas's defense, Howie ain't that stupid. And so I think we going to go heavy in the draft. We're going to have mock drafts from from you guys live. We're going to do a bunch of stuff on this channel, so stay tuned. Turn post notifications on and let me know your thoughts. Anything that was said in a press conference that you're like, whoa, I need to talk about it. Do you believe Hurts is going to be given the opportunity to play next year? Or do you believe it's a smokescreen and we still looking for another guy? Leave all your thoughts in the comment section, Eagle Nation. Whether you believe in Hurts or not, I'm a believer. But I know there's things that need to be fixed. You can't deny it. But can he do it? That's what we got to see. Again, as he has a year on his belt, as he drills it in his head, we can only wait and see. Until next time, y'all know what time it is. We out. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. If you made it this far, let me know in the chat because I got to show you this picture real quick. Yo! It's a little funny thing. If any Washington fans are watching, sucks to be y'all. Matt LaFleur, Kyle Shanahan, and Sean McVay all on the coaching tree staff in 2013. Y'all couldn't hold on to one of them, all three in the playoffs. We out. Peace.